A whole lot of content creators do say things like, I lost my job 6 months ago, here's how I turned out, and I lost my job 1 year ago without a backup plan. This is me today. But have you ever seen anyone document his journey through the entire process of quitting? The answer is no. That is the reason why I started this series about my journey to quitting my 9 to 5, to show you guys my plan and how I intend to follow this plan to the latter into achieving my financial freedom. If you are interested in following me through this scary journey, please do well to subscribe to my channel, as I will be updating you guys every month as to what my plans are and what I have achieved so far. So without wasting much of your time, let's get right into how it all began. While growing up, I've always been one that has not been so keen on working a 9 to 5 job all the rest of my life. I have always been one that loved having his own business. This has made me venture into different crafts, one of which is interior decoration, which I learned through my dad because he was a professional interior decorator. So I learned this art through him, and I became very good to the extent that I even went exterior to start decorating for weddings, birthday parties, halls, and the rest. This fetched me a whole lot of money, although not as much as I wanted. So that led me into bag making. Bag making was one of the most successful business I had ever started. This business wrecked me my first 200,000 naira in my life. This was possible because of a contract I won in a school after showing my product and how it was. I can assure you that this business is something that you also like to look into. During the time of the COVID-19 pandemic, I also went into bag making full time, and I had my store online, which was Enprint Styles. It's been a long while since I abandoned it, hoping to go back big into this business. Soon after the COVID-19 stopped, I was called back to school to resume my final semester, which I thought would have lasted maybe 3 to 4 months. Unfortunately, it lasted about 7 to 8 months because of my project and my clearance. This made me to stop my bag making business because I felt that I was out of date in fashion. Is that true or false? Let me know in the comment section. Soon after I came back from school, I noticed that I was jobless at that point because I didn't have any job to do. I was applying from different places, but all of a sudden I just picked interest in starting to learn how to sew curtains and bed sheets, which was more or less like the family business because my mom was into it and a couple of my siblings were also into it. So that was how I picked interest in doing that and started sewing bed sheets, curtains, duvets, and what have you. So this business fetched us a lot of money, although it was a family money because it wasn't just me, we were all together in it. After spending some time, I went for my youth service. On my youth service days, I actually did not learn any skills, but what I did was I served at the school, and while serving at the school I had some home lessons and tutorship, which fetched me a whole lot of money. But this money I was making were not what I wanted for my future. So that was why I had to now think into going digital, learning digital skills, learning different things I could learn online on how to make money possibly in a smarter way. And this led me into venturing into crypto business. I started crypto business by doing some research, learned of the word crypto business during the Bitcoin era. Like I said, I've always been so keen into moving into online business and the rest. During that period, I went into a Ponzi scheme, which most people in Nigeria will know. It's called MMM. And MMM, and then also Givers Forum, this sucked me dry. The little money I would have even used to invest in my crypto business, which I later ventured into, got sucked into the MMM and Givers Forum. So that was how I started doing some research about the coin. I think the first coin I researched about was XRP. Yeah, that's the first coin. Ripple. I think when I was doing my research, Ripple was about, was it 3 naira 50 something kobo as at then. So I encouraged a whole lot of my friends that we were in this hustle together. I told them that they should buy Ripple because I know that is the next big thing. And as predicted, Ripple hit $1 for one. And that time dollar was about 380 or 3 something. So it did about 100 and something percent. I was so happy, not because I invested much in it, but because I invested little and I made a prediction that actually came out correct and it played exactly as expected. Wow, I was so fulfilled, and I thought to myself that, oh, if I can do this with one, I think I can still go into it more. So while I was in my crypto business, I met a friend and my now business partner, Sam, and he talked about Forex to me. I now told him that you're planning on trading Forex, or you started. He said he has started. I said, okay, I on the other hand, I've already started crypto business. And he's now said, he too, you wanted to learn crypto. I said, okay, let's do it like this. Let me teach you crypto and why you teach me Forex. So that was how we started. I learned how to trade Forex at the initial stage. Although the journey was tough, it was self-taught. So on the initial start, we traded support and resistance, we traded various strategies. We tried left, right, center, and at the end of the day, it all went down the drain because I really didn't succeed at that initial instance. So during my project, that was when I started understanding the rudiments of Forex very well, because I've traded Forex for about, say, a couple of five to 6 years now. I learned SNC strategy, and it started going well. But along the line also, I had to look for other skills I could learn, which took me finally into digital marketing. But before I tell you my story about digital marketing, let me also take you back to my NYSC days. Towards the end of like the second to the last month before my 12 months will elapse in my NYSC, that was when it dawned on me that, man, life after school is not funny. So now adulthood that they used to say is scam, now it's actually a reality in my face. How am I going to live? How am I going to eat without working? Unlike before, that I will get my normal 33k and whatever my PPA will pay me. So that became the thoughts that kept resonating around inside my head, resonating in my head for about a month or two. So on my POP day, I was nostalgic. I was feeling happy because I was finishing a phase of my life, but at the same time I was feeling sad and scared because I didn't know what was in stock for me the following day. So at this point, I was confused. I was scared that I started praying so hard for an opportunity. Suddenly, after my official passing out parade, I saw an interview. I was scrolling through my phone on WhatsApp and I saw an interview that I was supposed to attend, but I did not attend it based on the fact that I did not even see it early, and I did not read through the adverts that the interview was supposed to be on-site interview, meaning that I'm supposed to come in person for the interview. So I just put the call across to the recruiter, and suddenly he said something. He now told me that, okay, the interview was supposed to be done, but let him give me an audience. And he asked me a couple of questions about how I could handle students, how I could relate mathematics to someone who doesn't want to learn. So after giving him my answers, he was so happy that he told me that, man, this is what he has been looking for, and he quickly made me a good offer, far beyond what I even told him that I would have been satisfied with. And that was how I got down to Abuja. But did the job last? No, I wasn't opportune to finish up the job because I got another better job in a tech company, which led me into learning digital marketing and a bit of programming right now. So on a particular Saturday, while I was still working at this my place learning digital marketing, I was where I attended this seminar that made me start thinking of how to be a boss of my own. If you have stayed up to this point in this video, I'm giving you a thumbs up. Please endeavor to give me a like in this video, and also tell me about your experiences while in your youth service day, because I believe that you also had some thoughts that were running through your head, especially in the last days of serving Nigeria. So I would love you to give me your comments, your thoughts, and also support me by subscribing to my channel. On our next episode, we'll be talking about what actually sparked the thought of starting my own business. Then possibly I will share my plans with you in that next episode. So please stay tuned to my channel and subscribe.